Hey there folks, I'm Aaron, and I'm here to tell you you'll be visited by 3 ghosts tonight. No, they aren't the spirits of Christmas past, present, and future. Please. They're actual souls of the damned I've trained to hunt you down, and those others who would dare oppose me. But I can call them off if you go to patreon.com/evacstation. For less than the cost of an exorcism on your home, you can donate to our show and keep the spirits cheerful this holiday season. Again, that's patreon.com/evacstation. So enjoy the show while you can, and happy holidays. You know, I actually thought about putting more nipples in our Christmas specials this year. But when you're primarily an audio format show, it turns out test audiences just don't care. We are Ryan Merrydorse.
Hello, hello.
And I am, as always, Aaron with Claus. And welcome to the After Credits cast. And for those who are just joining us, you can follow us on patreon.com. You can also go to Peepa, iTunes, Google Play, other various platforms. You can also find us on Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook, and other social medias as well.
You know what? You know what? I'm sorry. I'm just realizing this is the last podcast, the last holiday podcast. No, the last holiday podcast, and it's the only time that I think of making a good King Wenceslas fucking joke out of your name. Good man, King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen. Damn it! 4 weeks! I had 4 weeks to make this joke. God damn it.
I like it. But yeah, this is the last podcast of the year, last podcast of the holiday season. So we thank you for joining us. It's been a hell of a ride, man. And I'm excited to get into Shyamalan next week, in fact. It'll be great.
I am indeed excited. I am excited for some of those movies. I'm not excited for others.
I mean, we've got Sixth Sense, Unbreakable. Glass is going to be coming out too. Glass is going to be fun.
Oh man, Glass is going to be fucking amazing, and I can't wait to see Split again.
Yep. And then there's Last Airbender, but who cares about movies like that? Who cares about movies like that? We've got Sixth Sense as well. It'll be great. It'll be fine. Great times. We're going to remember all the good things Shyamalan did before he killed everybody with his horrible, horrible movies. I'm not trying to say he's a killer. I'm just saying he made some bad movies that no one should ever watch. But we're going to watch some of them eventually.
Because we're doing this for you guys. I hope you appreciate this.
Well, also, Avatar kind of became topical again with that possible Netflix live-action thing. But who cares about that right now? Because we've got a Christmas movie to talk about. Yeah. So, Ryan, as everyone has been well aware this season, or this holiday jamboree, we're not doing What You Watching. This is the last time we're going to be saying that, though. For you, anyway. We're recording this out of order. Ryan, what is your favorite Christmas story?
Ooh, favorite Christmas story.
It's a tough one.
Damn. Ooh, I don't know. If you have one, you should go first, because I'm gonna mull on that for a second.
So there's a lot of good Christmas stories, and I feel like the one I'm gonna pick is gonna give me some hate mail, like, oh Aaron, why did you pick that one? Why didn't you pick something edgy and cool like Nightmare Before Christmas or Die Hard? I'm like, you know what, guys? Die Hard's technically not a Christmas movie if you ask Bruce Willis.
It is a Christmas movie.
Well, I know, we discussed it already. And then there's Night Before Christmas, which I really do enjoy. But it could be either holiday, and I think that's the magic of it. It could be both, so I'm not going to count that one. It's cheating. Instead, I'm going to pick one that kind of rings near and dear to me. And it's one of the first ones I saw as a kid. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Now, I get that some people might think that's a little cliche, but as a kid who was bullied as a child, I think it kind of speaks to me in a certain way when it comes to dealing with being bullied, picked on, and whatnot. I think it's still a good story for kids to hear nowadays. Maybe a more updated version than the old school claymation movie. Maybe. but the story itself is still pretty good. I think every kid should see it at least once.
It's a damn good pick. That's a damn good pick, sir. God damn it. God damn it. Okay. There's a part of me that wants to say Home Alone. Because it's fantastic. It's just absolutely amazing. There's a part of me that wants to say The Santa Claus with Tim Allen, because that was fucking hilarious. That was really, really good. But I think the one I have to actually land on is Jingle All the Way. Yeah, I have to land on Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's just fun. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger versus Sinbad trying to get a fucking toy for their kid on Christmas. That's just good stuff. Put that cookie down now. That's the shit. Come on, guys.
Now, if we are not bogged down by Star Wars on the next holiday season, maybe we'll try to add that to our roster. Do another round of Christmas specials.
Oh, please. I would love to see that movie again. Oh, my God.
That'll be good times. Good times. So yeah, those are our favorite Xmas stories. If you have a favorite Xmas story or movie or anything you want to share with us, your last week, guys, send it down in the comments down below, and we'll read them off next week. I know next week we're doing Sixth Sense. I know it's going to be very tonally weird, but we'll do it. Wait, do I have Sixth Sense scheduled for next week? Let me see what I have scheduled. I know it's a Shyamalan. I think I have Airbender scheduled for next week. So yeah, well, we could fill time. We could fill time with that. We could fill time. We're probably
we could watch something instead of the last.
No. It's topical. We gotta keep it going. That search engine optimization. Gotta keep that going.
Fine. I do this for you, viewers.
Speaking of you, viewers, let's go ahead and get you over to our next segment, which is the breakdown of the film, telling you what we're gonna watch this week. As you already know, this week's holiday jingle is Scrooged from 1988, just like Die Hard. Isn't that great? Directed by Richard Donner. It made approximately $60 million at the box office. The film features notable actors such as Karen Allen, Bobcat Goldthwait, David Johnson, and Carol Kane, and some guy named Bill Murray. Might have heard of him somewhere. I think he played an animated cat once. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think I heard of that guy.
Yeah. Garfield? Was that it? It's Garfield! Yeah, he played Garfield. That's his big movie, right? The film has a few nominations, but it has a single win for the BMI Film and TV Music Award for Danny Elfman's score. And gotta say, Danny Elfman's pretty good at what he does, so he deserves a win.
Look, I'm glad that Danny Elfman got some fucking acclaim, but honest to God, when I started hearing the soundtrack of this movie, I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this music? What am I listening to? What the fuck is this movie? And then I saw Danny Elfman's name, I was just like, that makes fucking sense. Because it took me completely by surprise for the first, 3 minutes of the movie. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
I can't think of a Danny Elfman track I've hated. I've loved him since I heard him on Simpsons, and I've just gone with it ever since. He's just the best.
Yeah, I love it, but it was so... I have never seen this movie. I didn't really know what to expect, except that it was a Christmas movie around a crazy rendition of A Christmas Carol starring Bill Murray. That's all I knew about it, and I was not expecting to hear Danny Elfman's score in this music. So it just came completely out of left field for me.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. I got a pair of fun facts here for you. Let's see. Regarding some tensions behind the scenes. Namely, Bill Murray and director Richard Donner reportedly did not enjoy working together. Film critic Roger Ebert asked Bill if there had been any disagreements with Donner, to which Bill Murray replied, only a few, every single minute of the day. That could have been a really, really great movie. The script was so good. There's maybe one take in the final cut of the movie that is mine. So we made it fast. It was like doing a movie live. He kept telling me to do things louder. I think he was deaf.
You know what? That's what I didn't like about this fucking movie. Okay, yeah, I'll blame the director then. Fine.
I got one more. To add to that, Bill Murray ad-libbed most of his lines. In 1988, in an interview with Philadelphia Daily News, Richard Donner discussed Murray's penchant for improvisation and described the experience of directing Murray as follows. It's like standing on 42nd Street in Broadway. The lights are out and you're a traffic cop. So, I don't think it's all on Donner. I don't think it's all on Murray. I do think the two personalities clashed enough where this movie probably could have been better and it just didn't get the attention it needed. Because there are genuinely good moments here. It's just there's not a lot of them. But before we get to that, let's get to our initial thoughts. Ryan, I have a feeling you have some initial thoughts for me.
I was not a fan of this movie. I'll just, straight up, I was not a fan of this movie. I could see how some people may like it because they saw it when it initially came out, and there's a lot of nostalgia attached to it. But this was the first time that I had watched a movie, and it was completely removed of any nostalgia. I had never seen it before. I had never seen it growing up, and seeing it now, it just does not age well, and a lot of the humor just feels forced and like it's just yelling at me, and it's just no, I don't like it. God damn it, I just didn't like it.
I'll counter that. There are moments I genuinely like. I think there's some moments that really do work, but to Ryan's credit, yes, it does not age very well, and the synopsis is going to reveal very painfully why that's the case. Ryan, are you ready for this slapdash of a synopsis here?
Oh, sure. Fucking why not?
Alright, here we go. I'm going to keep this one rather short because it's quite familiar story for those who know anything about the original Christmas Carol story. That being said, the film follows Frank Cross, our modern-day Scrooge. He's the executive of a television network, presumably Fox. They're trying to line up their holiday programming. A disagreement with him and another associate, Elliot, gets said associate fired on Christmas Eve. His assistant preps his obligatory gifts to friends, family, and colleagues, and his boss gives him absurdly stupid demands like cat-focused programming. It's the kind of order you'd expect. It's the kind of order you'd expect from old, rich, out-of-touch white guys. Am I right?
Yes, you're very much correct.
At this point of the film, Frank is visited by the former CEO to be his Marley, so to speak, warning him of 3 ghosts that will come to help him recreate the Christmas classic Christmas Carol. Frank obviously believes this is all to be a dream. Shortly thereafter, he's visited by 3 ghosts of Christmas taxis, Christmas fairies, and Christmas skeletons, each showing him what his holidays were like in the past, what's happening now, and what he can expect in the indeterminate amount of time in the future. Oh, and there's a Trump Tower joke in there somewhere, too. While the standard Christmas Carol story takes place, his TV studio is setting up to do another take on the Christmas Carol, to be a live performance on Christmas Eve, full of music, glamour, nipples, and other odd things that don't seem very appropriate for a network Christmas special. Speaking of inappropriate, Elliot, the man Frank fired at the beginning of the film, is just shat on throughout the entirety of the movie. In the penultimate scene, Elliot returns to the office with a shotgun and attempts to kill Frank. Frank manages to talk Elliot down from his casual office shooting to give him his job back and use him as a partner in crime. The two take the broadcasting department hostage as Frank hijacks their live show to share what he's learned throughout the course of this film. His long-lost lover returns, seeing this live broadcast, and the film is a happy ending for all. Except for presumably Elliot, who likely goes to jail for endangering the lives of people at the workplace on his rampage. The end! Alright, Ryan, so get on the couch and tell me, where does this movie touch you?
That was a movie. That was a fucking movie. God damn it. Yeah. I just, like I said, I feel like there are going to be people who love this movie because they grew up with it, and who really, really love Murray's style of humor, which I do too. He is a funny ass guy, but
when
this
is on his A game. Yes.
Yes, when he's on his A game. This was not his A game. And I feel like overall the movie was just trying too hard to be zany and fucking out there and just over the top ridiculous. You know, like absurdist humor has its place, but I feel like this was trying too hard. I think that sums up the movie. It was trying too hard, and it's just bad. It's just bad. I just didn't like it.
Yeah, it had problems. But, okay, so I want to focus on something positive here before we get too deep into the negatives, because I do have a few things I do like about it.
All right, yeah, let me hear your positives. See if I can go with you on some of these.
So the entire opening scene, when you have those commercials that make you think, oh, this is a movie that takes place at Santa's workshop first, and then it reveals it's a commercial, and then you're in the boardroom. I kind of like that whole, like, time, that little segment there.
Did you?
I like it because it kind of makes fun of the cynicism towards holiday marketing and the over commercialization of Christmas. I get it's jokes that have been done many times before, many times after, but I had fun with it. I actually got a good laugh out of it, and just the absurdity of it at the beginning just gave me a good laugh. I don't think it works super great, but I did get a good laugh out of it nonetheless.
I get where you're coming from on that. I do get where you're coming from, but for me, it started out just so fucking weird. Like it set the tone for how zany the movie was gonna be, and I didn't like how zany the movie was gonna be. When the first 5 minutes is this weird ass track that you realize is actually from Danny Elfman, and then Santa's workshop all of a sudden gets raided by terrorists and they have to be saved by the fucking $6 billion man. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? What's happening here? And it just started me all off kilter, and it never really righted itself. So
I get it.
I get where you're coming from, but it didn't play that way to me.
I will say, though, that in that same scene, we get to see Bill Murray for the first time, and he's doing his shtick. And I gotta say, I can't take him seriously as a quote-unquote villainous bad dude. You know what I mean? Like, he's supposed to be the Scrooge of the story. He's supposed to be this bad person who's going to learn a lesson. But I've seen him in so many other things. I'm seeing him here, and I just don't see a bad guy in him. Like, I get he's acting like a bad guy, but I'm just not convinced he is playing a bad person. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, to me, I still feel like he's trying to be a funny guy. And it's hard to be both a funny guy and a serious, like, bad dude all at once. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's hard to take him seriously as an actual authentic, like, villainous character. Yes, definitely. It definitely feels like he's stretching to be that. And, you know, if we're to believe the talk from Bill Murray saying that, you know, the direction was always to do everything bigger and louder, then I can see how that definitely played a role in not making him believable. I'm sure that Murray could have done could have underplayed it like by 3 notches and still would have been a hilarious yet believable asshole. Like, that's definitely in Murray's wheelhouse. He can absolutely play that, but if he was given the direction to overplay everything, then yeah, nobody's gonna take him seriously.
Have you seen the movie St. Vincent?
No, actually, I haven't.
So it's a more recent Bill Murray movie. It was, I think, 2015, maybe 2016. But he plays this old neighbor next door to this kid and Melissa McCarthy. And it's very subdued, but he acts like a jerk, and he's pretty funny throughout the whole thing. I think if they had made the movie more in line with what he did there, you probably could have gotten a much stronger performance out of him, for sure. If anyone else out there has not seen it, I recommend it. It's not the best Bill Murray movie, but it's pretty solid. It's a pretty solid time. Let's see, I'll scroll down a little bit here. So, okay, did you get any idea why Frank has such a big, like, hang-up on Chinese food? I didn't get that. I wasn't sure what the joke was supposed to be there.
I think the whole thing was like the setup towards, like he talks all this shit about Chinese food and whatnot, and then when he finally meets his girl, like for the first time, and she asks if he wants to get Chinese food, all that shit just flies out the window. I think that was the joke.
That's fair. It felt like it was kind of a weak setup, honestly.
It was, but it wasn't the only weak setup in the movie. So
No, I know. It's just that when you repeat that Chinese food line multiple times, that's what sticks out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's see what I got here. So they're making their own rendition of the Christmas Carol, and I have to ask you, Ryan, what the fuck are they trying to make there? I'm watching this behind the scenes stuff during the film as they're like trying to put it together, and I'm like, they got singers, they got dancers, they got fucking strippers. Like, what network is allowing this, and how are they allowing this, and why are they allowing this?
Well, I mean, like you said earlier, it's essentially a satire of how ridiculous marketing gets about Christmas, and how the marketing rush is like poisoning the well of like essential good cheer and just like the quintessential shit that makes Christmas by trying to milk every last fucking dime out of it by making it more and more of a spectacle. I think that line is constant throughout the entirety of the movie, and it results in this fucking ramshackle ass Christmas special with women with their nipples hanging out. I mean, that's just the thing.
And looking at it too, they had some really cool costume ideas. Like I like the specter of death they got going on. That was pretty neat.
Yeah, but, the death guy being a fucking TV screen was really good. That was a good touch.
Yeah, but yeah, just so much of it was just so ridiculous, and then at the end he just comes in and it's like, yeah, no, cancel the show, end the show, go to Christmas, have fun. And it's like, so you spent all this money and all this time putting this together just to cancel it last minute or in the middle of it, for fuck's sake. Bro, what are you smoking? What are you doing?
I mean, crack, obviously, goddamn.
I mean, he's
seeing
a CEO.
Ghosts. The man was seeing ghosts.
He's a CEO at Fox. I mean, he's probably doing crack.
Yeah.
If anyone at Fox wants to confirm this before Disney completely takes you over, please let us know in the comments below. Do you think when Disney absorbs them, it's like when Venom absorbs Eddie Brock, and he's like, and they'll be like, "We are Disney."
I possibly. Goddamn.
I've been holding on to that one for a little bit. I've been wanting to do that for a while.
Oh my god.
Okay, what do I got here next? Okay. I don't remember what I had. So I wrote this question down. I can't remember what it's in reference to. Maybe. Oh, I remember now. So there's a scene in the movie where he's giving gifts, and I believe it's in the Christmas past setup, and he's giving his girlfriend knives. And I jokingly wrote the question, is it ever a good idea to give a woman knives?
Oh, God.
Not to be sexist, it's just I've heard that joke somewhere before. I laugh every time I hear it, because it's like, well, if you're giving him knives and you're worried about it, you probably shouldn't be giving him knives.
Yeah, that's a very 80s joke. That is a very 80s joke.
And we're watching an 80s movie. It all comes together.
It does.
Okay. So, comparing this to other iterations or renditions of A Christmas Carol, Ryan, how does this hold up?
The question should be, does it hold up? And the answer is no. I mean...
I feel like there's at least one other version of Christmas Carol that's worse than this one. I don't know what, because I haven't seen them all. But I feel like there's got to be one.
I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. This goes so far away from... like, the meaning of A Christmas Carol. Like, it just... It's hanging on to the meaning of the story by, like, a thin fucking thread. Like, it's just the thinnest of threads. The closest it gets to actually being, like, worthy of holding this title is when the little boy, who has not spoken since his father was shot, finally says, "God bless us, everyone." That's like, the actual touching moment of the movie, and I'm like, all right. Okay, they got that beat correct. Good job.
They should have built that up a little bit more, honestly. Like, they should have been, like, including that family, and, like, one more scene would have been cool.
Well, fucking, the movie in and of itself was so preoccupied with being so off the wall and fucking zany that it was losing the real important beats of the story. And it makes sense because they're thinking, well, fucking everybody and their fucking grandma has seen A Christmas Carol, so we want to do something crazy with it. And I applaud them trying to do something different, but I feel like they lost a lot of the meaning behind it.
Well, it's kind of like what they did with Jurassic World a little bit. I mean, they even said in that movie, no one wants to see dinosaurs anymore. You gotta give them something cool to see now. And they made the Indominus Rex, and things went to shit. That's kind of what they're doing here. Everyone's seen Christmas Carol. We gotta up our game a bit. And so you got nipples in your next holiday special. The nipples are your Indominus Rex, Ryan. How do you feel about this?
Well, they don't have fucking, like, active camouflage, so I guess that's okay.
I don't know. I feel like active camouflage nipples would be kind of cool.
That would be fucking weird, man.
Like, you could actually show them on TV because they're blending in. It's like, we can't see them. They're out there. We don't have to censor this one now.
Oh, my God.
I'm totally not filling up time with weird off-collar questions here.
No,
okay.
No, it doesn't. It completely doesn't make sense for this movie at all for you to be doing that, Aaron. Not at all.
I'm not paying attention to the time and seeing how much we have left. It's ridiculous. Okay, so next question. Okay. So, what are we supposed to take from this version of Ghost of Christmas Past, or is it different from the typical one we see in the default story?
I mean, I feel like it hits a lot of the, like, I feel like of the three ghosts, I feel like Death was the one that was the closest to the actual rendition. He doesn't say a word. He paints a very bleak, like, future where, like, and it goes to a future not only where he's just alone and by himself, but where his selfish, like, outlook on life even poisons, like, the best people. Like, when you see his love, when you see his girlfriend, who is built up as this amazingly charitable person, as this cold, selfish bitch who's, like, rich and, like, has everything that she wants, but is just a cold person simply because of his influence. I mean, that one I felt that was a strong story beat. So I'll applaud the Death of the Ghost of Christmas Future, and that one.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate the Ghost of Christmas Past. I felt like he was fine. I think the Ghost of Christmas Present was a bit much for me. Like, I think she was very violent towards Frank, and it made no goddamn sense.
The only thing that kept me really, like, that kept me semi into it was that she was the landlady from Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. That was it.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, and she's punching him out for some unknown fucking reason. All right.
And, like, it just felt so out of place. Like, I know this whole movie was off the wall and everything, but that, to me, just felt like, okay, we're beating up Frank now while we're teaching him lessons because we're torturing him? What?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I'm just now realizing that you completely asked about the Ghost of Christmas Past, and I jumped entirely to the Ghost of Christmas Future. But that's really because I really like that one.
We can tackle all of them. But before we get back to the past one, it's hard to really screw up the future one, though, isn't it? Like, it's just a guy in a hood. You can alter the costume a little bit if you want, but the hood and the skull face is usually what you get. And all he does is not say anything and point to a grave or the place where you're dead, and that's about it. If you screw that up, you've gone way off the deep end, and I think they did fine with that. It's hard to screw
I think
up.
they did fine with that, too.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the fuck I'm supposed to take from that ridiculous-ass taxi driver. I have no clue.
Well, I mean, the obvious lesson I think we take from any Ghost of Christmas Past is just the whole, you never lived life, you never went out and did things while everyone else had fun and partying. Where the hell were you and all that? Go out there and do it. And basically just saying you missed an opportunity, your opportunities to live life and enjoy the season, more or less. And I think it was portrayed fine. I think the Ghost of Christmas Past scene went on a little longer than it should have. They could have definitely cut down a little bit of it. Like, you saw him as a child, and maybe, like, once more as an adult. Maybe, like, during the one time he meets the girlfriend. I think I would have cut there. I wouldn't have done any more than that. Just keep it simple so you can move on to the next one. Well, no, I'm just saying, this movie does feel long, and that is one of those scenes that I feel goes on the longest. But I do think, at the same time, The Ghost of Christmas Past typically is the one that goes on longest in most renditions. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I can agree with
that. Okay. So, I got one more topic, or discussion question, Ryan. I feel like it's going to occupy the majority of our time before we get to trivia.
Oh, boy.
So, let's talk about how bad Elliot's whole plot in this story is, why don't we?
Must we?
I think we have to. It's a sign of the times, Ryan. It shows how different things are literally 30 years later.
Oh my god. Alright, yep, let's...
So to reiterate, Elliot is the guy who gets fired from the TV studio, and throughout the course of the film, he's basically the cabbage guy from Last Airbender, where he's getting the shit kicked in all the time. Except instead of cabbages, it's just Christmas gifts and various other things he's holding that get taken from him. It's weird. Drunk, pushed out, completely shit out of his luck, he acquires a shotgun and ammunition somehow. Maybe he already had it at his house, I don't know. And then he proceeds to go to the TV studio to kill his boss in a workplace shooting. In 1988, this was not a very common occurrence. In 2018, oh boy.
Oh boy.
So, Ryan, what are your thoughts on this one before I dive into it anymore?
Yeah, I felt like his whole thing was just a really bad joke. It's just like his whole character arc is a really a joke in poor taste. Goddamn, I can't talk. Just this guy who's actually trying to add some sense into the whole Christmas thing. You know, like, maybe we shouldn't say that people need to watch our Christmas show lest they die in the advertisement. Maybe we just shouldn't do that. That's a little scary. Can we not? And then he gets fired for it. And he loses everything. And then he becomes an alcoholic. And then he tries to go kill his boss. Like, all in the span of, 2 days.
No. It's 24 hours. It literally happened on Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah. So, all, in the span of 24 hours, all of this horrible shit happens to this one dude. Then he goes off the deep end, which makes fun of a lot of people who are in the same situation. And it's very less funny when they do it. So I really wasn't laughing when that dude showed up. In fact, part of me kind of wanted him to kill Bill. Wanted to kill him. Part of me really wanted him to kill Bill Murray's character. Honestly, at the end.
So I wasn't laughing at what was happening. I was laughing at the fact it was happening. I was laughing at the idea that this was a thing you could get away with in 1988, and it was fine. It was a joke that people apparently clicked with, I guess. I don't know. And that's why I was laughing. I wasn't laughing at the actual thing happening, and that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. And it's amazing how far we've come in 30 years where this is now a real-life common occurrence in America that you'll see maybe 3 times a year. Not in the workplace, but at schools, movie theaters, military compounds. Is there anything else I'm forgetting, Ryan?
Shit, there's a lot. There's probably a lot, but yeah.
And I'm not trying to belittle these shootings by any means. I am totally not. But it's strange to see this isn't okay in a movie. If this was so recently, back in summer of 2018, this year, there was another shooting. I don't remember where it was. It's been a while now. I can't keep track of all of them, which is sad that we lose track of them. But there was a school shooting, some shooting that took place somewhere over the summer or maybe late spring, and that was when The Punisher was supposed to premiere on Netflix, and they delayed it because they thought it was in bad taste.
Yeah.
And then this movie's around, and I'm thinking to myself, this movie would have just been put in the vault to never be seen again if that had ever happened. If this was being made today, we would not see the light of day. That is a fucking fact.
That is a fact. You are correct.
And I don't know, was this funny back in the day? Was this considered like a laughing? Was this a laugh riot back then, or am I just? Are we just so out of touch with what happened back then? I don't know.
I don't know, man. I mean, like, I don't know how much to put on of the blame to put on the script and on the direction and on the director. Like, I'd say probably it's 50-50 because the fact that this storyline was even an integral part of the show, regardless, but the fact that it was also like so played up and so like ridiculous on top of it, it kind of added insult to injury. I was just like, ugh.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. I'm okay with a character in a movie being the guy that gets shit on. I think you can make it work in certain situations. Ghostbusters did a good job with it. Rick Moranis was a great guy for that, and in the end, he still was like, okay. He was just oblivious to everything that happened, but you could see him getting shit on the whole movie, and it was actually pretty funny how it went down. Here, it does not work at all. I'm trying to figure out what the key difference is. I think literally the key difference is this guy was like being kicked harder and harder and further down, whereas Rick Moranis was just like getting kicked, but he rolled with the punches like, yeah, no, I'm fine, it's cool, just oblivious to what's going on. I'm thinking one is just more cynical and darker, and one is more lighthearted and willing to roll with the punches. And I think that is where this film failed on this particular plotline.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah. Rick Moranis, how about you in more movies, man? You were cool. What happened? I know you had kids and had to take care of them, but they're old now. You're old now. Get in the movies, man. I miss you. You were great. I miss Rick Moranis. He was so cool.
He was.
Is there anything else you want to say about this workplace shooting, or do we want to move on?
I'm more than happy to move on from this workplace shooting bit.
Okay. Just one last thing. If you, I feel we should bring this up. If you feel like you are in a situation where you will cause a workplace shooting, or you know someone who might cause it, reach out to someone, talk to somebody. Don't act on it, and don't try to be a hero and get in the way. Just talk to someone about it and try to cut it off before it happens, because we don't need any more of this crazy violence. You know what I mean? We don't need any more people getting hurt for nonsense that shouldn't be happening in the first place. That's my 2 cents.
Yep.
Moving on to something more lighthearted and fun. So that's all for discussion questions. Again, a reminder for the mailbag. You can email us at some email. Ryan, I'm so busy the holidays this year. What is that email?
That email station is workplace shooting should never be made light of at gmail. I mean, that email station is evacstation at gmail.com. God damn it.
To be fair, I made that same flub last episode we recorded, so it's fine.
Email station. Our email station is evacstation at gmail.com.
Our email station is evac address at gmail.com. There you go.
No! You're gonna confuse them.
Oh, probably. Yeah, you can reach out to us, tell us about your favorite holiday movies, or your favorite Shyamalan movies coming up next month, or your favorite DC movies, which are coming out very soon after that. And if you have any thoughts on workplace shootings or gun control, don't email those to us. We aren't political. We just want to, get that out there. We're not trying to be overly political. Just, yeah. Moving on to our trivia segment, Ryan. We're going to try to keep this lighthearted and fun. So, Ryan, I have for you a list of actors. They all have one thing in common, Ryan. Can you guess what that is?
They've been in movies of some sort.
That is very true. You are right on the ball. More specifically, they've all been in some iteration of The Christmas Carol.
Really?
And, more importantly, they have all played a different version of Scrooge. I'm going to give you the actor name, and I want you to try to guess what iteration of Christmas Carol they are performing in.
Oh, dude, I'm not going to get any of these. Do you know how many iterations of Christmas Carol I've seen? I can count them on one hand with a couple of fingers remainder.
I feel like you might be able to get a couple of these.
Oh, bruh. Oh, this is going to be rough. Okay.
Okay. Let's start with an easy one. Jim Carrey.
And I'm supposed to name the movie or the Christmas Carol iteration that they've been in?
Yes.
I'm really not going to get this at all. Oh, God.
Well, I could do it the other way where I name the movie and you guess the actor, but I feel like that might be harder.
Both of these are hard.
This is the 4th week of Christmas movies, Ryan. I had to make this one challenging.
Sir! Man. Okay. Fucking... I don't know. I'm gonna guess it was called A Christmas Carol, but fuck if I can tell what, year it was.
I'll
Jim Carrey?
I'll give you the point. That seems fair. It was in 2009, but I will give you the point nonetheless.
Okay.
Okay, next one. I'm gonna keep it pretty simple to start with. I'm gonna give you the voice actor, and I will give you the character name if you need additional help. The voice actor for this one is Alan Young.
Alan Young. Damn, I wish I knew voice actors.
If you like the character's specific name, I can give you that as well.
I feel like if you give me the character name, I'm gonna just get it.
Yeah, you probably will.
Alright, yeah, give me the character name.
Alan Young plays a fantastic Scrooge McDuck.
Oh, well, shit, okay. Well then, alright, then I'm pretty sure it was what was it actually called? It was probably something like Mickey's Christmas Carol or some shit like that.
Ding, 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 you got it.
Hey, alright, I'll go with it. I'll go with the guess.
Alright, I have one more voice actor for you, then we'll move on to the rest of the real actors.
Man, okay.
Again, you can ask for the character name if you can't figure it out. Mel Blanc.
Okay.
He's voiced a lot of shit.
Yes, he has. Fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna need the name. I'm gonna need the character name.
In this particular scenario, he was playing he was playing a stout construction manager named Spacely.
Spacely?
Yep, Spacely. Let me see if I get the full name. I don't remember what his full name was.
What the fuck? Spacely Sprockets? Fucking, I don't know.
Yes, Spacely Sprocket.
Wait, no, seriously, that's the name?
Well, that's the name of the company. Let me see if I can get the actual name. Hang on. Cosmo Spacely. There we go. Cosmo Spacely. I haven't seen this show in forever, so I forgot what the full name was.
Huh. Oh my god, I have no fucking idea.
Oh, do you remember what Cosmo Spacely's from?
I don't. I really don't. What the fuck?
I thought you would have gotten this one. This is a Jetsons Christmas Carol.
Oh, fucking Jetsons! Oh my god. Oh wow, now I feel like a moron. Now I feel like a fucking moron. Oh, that's great.
I think there was also one for Flintstones. I thought that would be way too easy because everyone's got that fucking Bedrock Flintstone name system. I thought this would be a little more tricky. All right, now on to the real life actors. I'm not going to try to do all of them because I feel like you're not going to get all of them. So I'm going to try some fun ones here. Here's the easiest one I have of those. Michael Caine.
Fuck. Muppets. The Muppets. Muppets Christmas Carol. That one I remember.
That is correct.
That one I remember.
All right, next one is James Earl Jones.
Oh, shit. I have no clue.
The movie was called Bah Humbug.
What? Seriously?
Yep, that's what it's called.
When the hell did that come out?
Let me look it up real quick. This is fun. I'm gonna just fill time with this instead. Bah Humbug movie that came out in IMDb. Come on now. 1994.
Huh.
Yep. Alright, I've got those down. I've got 3 more to go. Let's start with the trickier one. Kelsey Grammer.
Ooh.
Known for such roles as Beast in X-Men. And
Frasier Crane.
Yep. Yeah. And Sideshow Bob, his best role.
Oh, no. Kelsey Grammer.
Yep. This one's a tricky one. I don't know if you're going to get this.
I mean, I could absolutely see him playing Scrooge, but
Oh, yeah, he definitely has the chops for it.
Yeah.
I just imagine Frasier Crane as Scrooge now. It just is perfect.
Yeah, no, Frasier Crane is Scrooge. when he's having a particularly pissy day, Dr. Frasier Crane is absolutely Scrooge.
Niles, what are you doing with those chains? Well, Frasier, I'm a ghost, and I'm here to tell you there's 3 more coming. Get the hell out of here, Niles!
Oh my god, I fucking love Frasier. Oh my god.
It was such a fun show.
It was so good. It was so smart. I loved it. Shit. Dude, I don't know. You knew.
So I want to check this one out myself, actually. It is Christmas Carol the Musical.
What?
Yeah, he did a Christmas Carol he did a musical.
I mean, I've heard him sing before. Oh, actually, I actually really want to see that. I really want to see that now.
Okay, I've got 2 more. I'm going to do the very more subdued one, and then I'm going to do the weird one. Patrick Stewart.
Ooh.
I'm going to let the audience know. Ryan's probably going to hate me for picking this one. It's kind of tricky. It's a little tricky. How y'all doing though? You all liking your gingerbread men, your nutcrackers, your Christmas trees? Timmy, did you find that thing under the tree that I left you? I hope you did. If you didn't, well, look again.
God damn it! What is it, man? I don't know.
It is also called A Christmas Carol from 1999.
God, fuck you.
I told you wouldn't like that one. Okay, I got one last one. This is the weird one.
All of my hate.
The one who played Scrooge in this movie is Vanessa Williams.
What?
I will repeat. The Scrooge of this movie was Vanessa Williams. When I tell you the title, it'll all make sense.
Yeah, you might as well just tell me. I have no fucking clue. Wait, what? Vanessa Williams?
This was called A Diva's Christmas Carol.
Man, fuck you. Christmas... fucking Christmas trivia. It's the fucking coal in my stocking. Why did you do this to me?
Well, Ryan, I had to end the year on a fun note, and I thought that was pretty fun for me.
I'm glad you had fun.
Audience, if you guys had fun with Ryan's torture of trivia, please leave a comment down below and tell us what kind of questions I should ask him next time, because we got Shyamalan coming up soon. I need trivia ideas. I need more of them. Feed me trivia.
Of course, the only time that we'll get responses to this is when people want to chime in on how to make me feel worse. It makes total fucking sense.
I mean, it's the internet, Ryan. The internet's job is to make everyone feel worse. I mean, you've seen Twitter. That's what happens.
Oh, God, I stayed clear away from Twitter. That's why. Exactly why.
So we're going to wrap up here with our rating, but before we get to that, Ryan, we have a few spare minutes here. So let's talk about the holidays and everything. I know we can't really talk about the holidays we've had. We're recording this months in advance to stay ahead of schedule and everything. But, I know New Year's is coming up, Ryan. or at least it will be coming up at the time this airs. What is your idea for a New Year's resolution for 2019? What do you want to have accomplished in 2019?
That's a good question. In 2019, I would like to have established a clear goal for like this is the stupidest fucking resolution. Like, my resolution is to have a clear resolution. But in all honesty, like, the big shit that I've been kind of struggling with lately is that I'm getting myself, like, through the next step, like, that's right in front of me, and, like, trying to take care of things, like, as they come. And I'm handling that well, but it gets hard to just go through the motions and taking it step by step when you don't have anything that you're shooting for. And I have vague ideas, but my goal for 2019 is to really come up with a solid thing to aim for and to have made significant progress towards that, whether it be actually, like, applying for grad schools or figuring out something in this new job that I'm starting out in, and, like, finding something that I want to, like, get into corporate wise. Like, I want to find a long-term thing to aim for in 2019.
That's fair. I have a few smaller goals. I guess they're not really smaller, but they're things that I know I'm going to get done, or at least I have on the docket to get done. Number one is get married. I mean, that seems like an easy one. It's already planned out. It's already scheduled. Yeah. A slightly bigger goal that's going to be a little trickier is getting a house, because our goal is to do a backyard-style wedding, because we feel paying for a big venue and all that stuff's a bit ridiculous. We can put our money towards a house that's big enough to, like, have a little event like that would be pretty cool.
Yay! So there's
that. And then, of course, my ever out of reach goal is to get my book published. But I'm on the second to last, if not the last chapter. We're right at the tail end. I just need to fucking find time to sit down and do it, and I'm hoping I'll have time here very soon to do that. So, if not, have it now. So, yeah, those are my three main goals I'm trying to accomplish. I can definitely get the book done before 2019, but getting it published is going to be the bigger hurdle. So,
that's a good goal. That's a really good goal.
Yep. And I guess the sub goal below all that is to improve the podcast in fun and interesting ways. I have bought a new audio mixer to do just that. I need to buy new microphones, though, and I'm hoping that by the time this goes up, we'll have recorded some stuff with new microphones on my end and do some fun stuff with that. But I don't know how that's going to go, so we're going to have to just play the waiting game and see how that plays out. Yeah.
It's a good idea. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, that's that. And look forward to more guests in upcoming episodes. I know Bo, who was recently in our Halloween specials for Annihilation and Get Out. He is very interested in doing way more of these, and I know Robbie's interested in some DC stuff we're having planned for late February, early March. So we have some fun stuff ahead that I think everyone's going to enjoy. And I'm looking forward to seeing how far we can take this podcast without it overcoming our lives and making it and becoming a like nightmare to try to do. So far, it's doing all right. So far, we're doing good. Yeah. Thumbs up. You guys can't see it, but my thumbs are up. So with all that in mind, let's see if we give a thumbs up to our movie today. As always with our Christmas specials, we are doing the nice list or the naughty list. Does this film get a gift, or is it going to get a lump of coal and a swift kick in the pants? Ryan, I'm going to give you the floor. I think I know where you're going to go with this.
I would like to fill a stocking with coal and then beat this movie to death with it. And we're going to put it on the naughty list. We're going to go ahead and put it on my list.
Yeah, I don't want to do this to Bill Murray because I think he
has much better movies.
I know, and we'll do those. We'll do those soon, I imagine. And there's some genuinely good moments in here that I like, but they're so few, they're so small, and there's a lot of bullshit in between that I'm like, no, No, and the ending, the whole third act is just a complete, what the fuck am I watching here? So, yeah, no, I'm gonna have to give this a naughty list too. It's one of those movies that I didn't expect it to be bad going in, because it had so many interesting things about it, that I was like, okay, Bill Murray, Christmas movie, this can't be bad. Man, was I wrong. Man, that wide-eyed optimism just was snuffed out in an instant.
Yeah, man, it's gone. It's gone.
But don't worry, though, guys. We can't possibly do a worse movie than that. Especially not next week when the docket... Oh.
Why? Oh. Why do you do this to us? Why?
Well, you know what, guys? I'm sorry, but return to us next week, and we will bend you a fun podcast to listen to, so to speak.
Why?
See what I did there, Ryan?
Sir. I do, but why did you do it?
Because, Ryan, we have to bring balance to the Shyamalan.
Get out! Leave! End the podcast! No, you're done. Thank you guys for listening, but we're done now because Aaron made a terrible joke.
You can follow us on Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, The Earth Nation. You can follow us all sorts of places like that. And we'll see you after the credits.
Fucking bye. Goodbye. Jesus.